Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Connie's Craft Along, not Craft Spot. That was yesterday. Too many activities. Anyway, Connie's Craft Along. So, welcome and say hello. Let me know that you are here if you are watching me live. If you're watching the replay, let me know. And um, I hope that you're going to craft along with me tonight. If you're not crafting along with me tonight, maybe you'll watch what I've done and you'll feel inspired to craft later tonight or tomorrow or something. And then I would love to have you share a picture of the card that you made. Everybody's cards will be, somewhat different, a variation on a theme, shall we say. And I love to see what everyone comes up with. And I love to see all the pretty papers that you still have in your stash because let's be real, right? We all have a few things in our stash, shall we say? Anyway, I have lots and I really like the stuff that I have, but I love to see what other people have because sometimes they'll have something that I've forgotten about or I didn't have any of it left or whatever. And it's like, oh, I remember that. That was so lovely. Or you do something with it that I hadn't done with it. And then, it inspires all of us. So love to have you share. Okay, so I am just trying to see if we're really live. Because with technology, right? You can never be sure. It looks good. Looks good. It all seemed to go smoothly, so I'm assuming all is well. But one never knows. I had my team meeting last night. Um, so if you'd ever like to, see what that's all about, and I'd love to have you join the Great Stamping Believers team. But if you just want to check it out and see what we do at a team meeting, let me know. I know how to get you in. But you are welcome to come and visit with us, and we'll get you to bring some show and share where we just show people something that we've been crafting. And it's doesn't even have to be a card or, doesn't even have to be paper crafting. Sometimes people just show some other things that they happen to have been working on lately. So it's just all about spending time together and good community. So there we go. What we got Lorna here. Hello, Lorna. Oh, good. All is well. Always good to know. Okay. Heading through July. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but bonus days are on right now. So for every $60 you spend on anything at all from Stampin' Up, you will get a $6 coupon. So you get 10% off, or a 10% value, a coupon for 10% that you can use in August. And you can use multiples. You can stack them up or whatever you like. And so that's just a great thing. So that's on for the rest of this month. And then in August, you get to spend those. So something to watch for. Okay, let's head down to the craft space. Hopefully this all goes well tonight. I actually moved my camera to the side of my table. So I'm trying something a little bit different tonight, but I think it's maybe a little better setup. And I think I had the light back here, and I think the light is better then. So fingers crossed. I think this looks like it might be a better way to go. But tonight's the test run. So what the heck are we gonna do tonight? Here's what we're going to work with. Again, easy crafting. It's summertime, right? Let's keep it fairly easy going, right? So standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And this piece is Misty Moonlight. Okay. And then I have another piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock that is 5 by 3.75. And I said that you could emboss that if you wanted. You don't have to. You could stamp tone on tone. Actually, I did stamp tone on tone. I forgot about that. I did stamp the back of this, but I used the blank side for the photo because I didn't want you to know that I had done that already. But oh, now my secret's out apparently. Okay, I have a strip of cardstock that's about half an inch wide and a strip of basic white that's about half an inch wide. And this is kind of free flowing. This is for your sentiment. I hope that was somewhat apparent. So if your sentiment needs a little wider strip, my second card, I actually cut my strip at 3/4 of an inch just because I wanted to use a certain sentiment and it was just a little bit bigger. So and then we're going to trim these. So these can be any length to start. We're just going to stamp and then we'll trim. So don't worry about the length of those. And then some punched pieces of cardstock and patterned paper. And this is the Wildly Flowering designer series paper that is beautiful. And so I thought I would punch a piece from that and then pick up the wild wheat that's just on the stems a little bit there. And then the early espresso is from the other part of that. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. And here's what we're going to do. Stampin' Up! Put out a challenge for this month, and it's their creative challenge. And so they asked us to take something from the catalog and simplify it. That can be quite the challenge, especially for those of us who, the first thing we do is we go to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and we die cut bits and pieces and things. But so this card is actually from page 40 in the annual catalog, and it is actually the Wildflower Designs collection, the Wildly Flowering Suite. So that's where the paper is from. Not that you need to do it that way. It just sort of turned out that way. I was just flipping through looking for something that I could simplify. So this card right here, you will see they've embossed the background. Oh, not sure you can actually see that. Can you see that that's embossed? Ooh, down this way. Okay, now focus again. There we go. It is embossed. It's embossed with the this embossing folder, the dashing designs that is part of this suite. So they were showing that. And then there's die cuts that are part of the die set from the suite. So they've clearly used the cut and emboss machine quite a bit because they've embossed and they've die cut. And then they put it together. So I thought, okay, well, if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, because not everyone does, and certainly new people, when you're just starting out, if you haven't built up your collection, you often, it's not usually the very first thing you buy. So you may not have one, but you can still make a version of that card. So that's what we're going to do. So take my card base, I'm just going to fold it in half and give that a nice press. Hello, Melanie. Welcome. Yes, things are going really well here. Hope all is well with you. I was on a leaders call earlier today, and they do breakout rooms, so they put us into small groups on Zoom, so we can have a little more chat time. And I was actually on there with a demonstrator from Australia, so not quite your neighborhood, but closer to you than to me. Anyway, I hope you are keeping well. Okay, here is our strip, and I am actually going to use the thanks from the thoughtful wishes. So this is not the stamp set that was in that suite, but that doesn't matter. You can use anything you like. Did I get all the rain yesterday? Tuesday. We did not get super heavy rain. I actually Tuesday was a wonderful day. Five of us, cousins, got together, and we have not seen each other for many years. And there's always sort of this talk of, oh, we should get together. Anyway, there was a Facebook group that someone set up because they'd found an old photo of the five of us at one of our family Christmas parties. And it's like, oh, I remember these days and I miss everyone and blah, blah, blah. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make it happen. So it's like, okay, ladies, uh, weekday, weeknight, weekend, when do we want to get together? So we came up with a date, and one of the women who actually lives in BC just happened to be in Ontario. So all five of us got together, and it was wonderful. Um, all that is the long way of getting to the rain story. Anyway, in Wasaga Beach, it was drizzling, not heavy rain. So I'm just going to trim this off about there. Yeah, not heavy rain, but it was drizzle. And then a couple other people came and they said, yeah, it was raining the whole drive and all that sort of thing. Anyway, my one cousin from Toronto, she could hardly get out of Toronto. Ramps were closed, things were flooded. Like she just had a really tough time even getting to the lunch. She did get there, thankfully. And then apparently she had quite the time getting home as well. So yeah, Toronto really got hit hard. And I think I heard London did. So how about out your way, Lorna? Did you get a lot in Woodstock? Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to kind of layer these. These are all the exact same punch. This is the heartfelt hexagon punch, if you are wondering. So they're all the same size. So I could cut them or something, but I was thinking I would just kind of layer them all up, sort of like this. I'll kind of put these two together with this in the center. That might work. So that's what I'm going to do. So now that I've got these kind of spaced nicely, I need to get some glue on things before anything moves. Okay, so I think I'm going to put glue onto this piece. This is the back of that designer series paper. It's kind of a linen look. Not sure if you can see that on the camera or not, but it too is wonderful. Very plain, but for a background piece, I really like it. Okay, so I'm just going to put that about. Does that look even all over? Oh, because there's not much glue there. Okay, well, look, we've stuck this one down. Now we're going to put some glue onto here. Now, again, you want to be careful because this doesn't all overlap. About there. You don't have to build this in advance. I just thought that might be easier, because then what I will do is put dimensionals on all of this, I think. And then I'm just going to put this on here. This is just going to kind of do the same thing. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. You did get lots of rain, but no damage near. Oh, that's good. Roads are closed all over the area. Oh dear. And your daughter's basement got lots of water. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, there were. I heard. That's the first person that I know who flooded, but I have heard there was lots of flooding. So that's always unfortunate. Flooding is never a good thing. Water damage. Ooh. Not fun, I'm sure. Thankfully, I have never had to deal with it, but yeah. So I'm just going to put that onto there. I think we'll put him on dimensionals as well. Okay, so I should put the lid back on my glue. Yeah, the weather is a scary situation. And there was Melanie, you probably I don't know how much you know about Ontario or Toronto or anything, but Toronto is right down at Lake Ontario, and I believe it's either at sea level or maybe even a little bit below sea level. It is very low, and it's kind of a basin, and there are lots of trees and forests and everything north of the city and around, surrounding what we call the Greater Toronto area. And it absorbs a lot of the water, but they've been doing a lot of development, building a lot of houses, and there's the Premier of Ontario is planning to do more, and it will create a real problem for Toronto with flooding because there won't be ground to absorb water and the extreme weather that sadly we're seeing more and more of. So concrete is not really good at absorbing rain. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put this at the top so that I don't hide that flower. And I'm just gonna put a dimensional at the very edge here. That. And then oh, you haven't seen this? Oh, so we're gonna put a little bit of glue on here just to hold this in place. Yeah, it's just a different way. Lauren, I think you've done the where we cut the punch to create borders when we're using the same one, and that works really well. But did I forget to take this off? Yes, I did. It's not gonna stick if you don't take the backing off, is it? Okay. Yeah, it's just a different way. And you can do, originally I was just gonna do one of the cardstock and then the one designer series paper, and it just looked like it needed a little bit more for my card. So, oh, now look what I've done. I didn't even use this side. Oh my goodness. I could take it all off. You know what I think I'm going to? Hey, Joanne, welcome. Okay, I'm just, so what do we think? This looks quite plain, doesn't it? Not that that's all bad, but I think it might look better if we put it on this side, right? So we're just going to, now for this one, yeah, Lorna, I love you. Please laugh with me because, you know, only me, right? The dental floss technique that you have seen me use many times to take things off. It doesn't work so well with dimensionals. You can't really get under them and save them. They are just too sticky. However, we can just, because we have just done this recently, they do peel off quite easily. I might have been able to salvage some of them, but that's okay. I just got in there with my paper snips and cut them all off. So we'll just start over with the dimensionals. Good memory, but short, right? See, because it was all done, I wasn't thinking about that step. It was actually, I almost started to build this card, and then it's like, no, you got to take a picture of the pieces. You're going to build it together. So then I stopped. And that's kind of why we had things in various stages tonight. Okay, there we go. Look at that. You don't have to get all the pieces off. And these, I'm just going to leave because they're going to be under. Yes, better, absolutely better late than never, Joanne. Love to have you join me anytime. So I'm just going to put my dimensionals, you know, beside, except for this one, I think, because I want one of these out at the edge of this sentiment. So I will peel this one off. If you leave these and you've cut them in their various heights, then you'll get, you know, your things won't be even and lay nicely. So that's why you choose other spots to put your dimensionals. You just have to try and see where you've got the new and where you've got the old, and then I have to remember to take all the backs off. So There we go. I have my bins out the top right now because I moved the camera over to the side of my table. I have more room at the back, so I don't actually have to lean over as far, which is quite nice for stamping. Not that I've done a lot of stamping tonight, but but it will be nice for stamping. But it means I had to sort of rearrange what sits where, so I'll probably end up playing with that a little bit, but that's okay. All right, I think we have everything off. And now we will put this piece onto here. There we go, and then this will go onto here. I like that better. I like it with the just the tone on tone on the background. Just gives it a little bit extra. Okay, and then maybe we will just put this piece on dimensionals as well. You guys had a good storm? And a lot of rain. Yeah, Lorna was just talking about the flooding at her daughter's place. And I know there was quite a bit of flooding in Toronto, but at least it's not winter. Oops, sorry, Melanie. I don't miss winter. I love summer, so I'm very happy that we're having summer here right now. And very happy that we had rain and not snow this week. So okay. And I'm there. Should be good. This card is going to take 3 times as long to make just because I've got all these dimensional things going on. I should try this again, shouldn't I? Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to put this right onto here. And we've left a nice large border with this piece just to give it a little more dimension and things. And then, of course, we just need a little bit of decoration. I really like these. We used the blue ones last night, but I think the white ones might work really well. This card. These are the opal rounds assortment. So there's the Knight of Navy and the yellow and the, I think they call them white. They're clear-ish, but they've got a little bit of iridescent stuff going on. So cooler today. Yes, it was definitely cooler today, but it's supposed to get nice through the weekend again. You were looking for the Zoom link. Oh, there was not one. Today is Facebook. The Facebook link. The Zoom link was last night, team meeting. Okay, there is our card. So let me just show you. I have another one that I'll put together. It'll be faster because I think I figured out what I'm doing. But there's the two of them. So similar, but we didn't need a cut and emboss machine. And but we added texture in other ways. So just a little bit different. Okay, card number 1. Card number 2. Oh, you watched some of last night. That's awesome. After the fact is totally good. Okay, bone folder. Here we go. This is Highland Heather. Again, just standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this time I did emboss my background. Can you see that? This is actually the one that is in there, the dashing designs it's called. So that's that's that one. Thought we would use that. But I've done the same thing for this. I didn't die cut any of these things, so we're going to put this together. I think similar fashion. Oh, we could do it. We could do it just side by side by side. Just for something different. That might work, eh? What do we think? Straight across this time? Just so if you're going to do it straight across, here's where you could just cut one of these, right? Because we're only showing half of it. I kind of like that look though. Okay, well, here, look, I'll show you how we do, we can see how we do the other ones in case you haven't seen this. So I'm going to cut this right down the center. And you don't have to worry about being exact center or quite even or straight or any of those things. And then we're just going to put some glue on each half. Just don't go too close to the edges. It will stick just fine. And you want to make sure that you don't have glue sticking out where you want cardstock border sticking out. Oh, put this around. For some reason, I find it easier to glue this way. I think because I'm holding it with my right hand. It's my story. Stick with that. Yeah, that's nice. Eh? Nice wide border there. I like it. Okay, and it's a little different. So this time, as I said, I had wanted to use a different sentiment. So I'm back to the round we go, and I know I still haven't done a whole lot with this, but I do love these sentiments. Awesome birthday sentiments. Happy birthday, happiest birthday. Hip hip hooray, this is your day, time to celebrate. Like that is, if you're looking for a good set for birthdays, birthday sentiments, that's it. These can be used for all sorts of things, but anyway, I have happy birthday here, but it's wider than the 1/2 inch, so I had to make my sentiment strip 3/4 of an inch. I don't know whether it's the heat or what, but my ink spots have just been incredibly juicy lately. And I guess the ink was always there, but there we go. Set that to the side. This a little bit of a clean. And then just going to trim this guy down to, I stamped him quite close, so we'll make this narrow as well. And then I have cut my strip for underneath the same length. You could cut it a little longer if you wanted. I just like the look of it when it's, because you know me, right? Then I can make this the same as that. If one of them is longer, then they won't quite be the same. Not that that's a problem, but unless it drives you nuts, like it tends to do with me. So anyway, I just made it the same length. It's all good. I'm just going to put him onto there, similar fashion to the other one. Oopsie. Remember how you have a little bit of time to wiggle with the liquid adhesive? Yeah, and it will. All right, I think for this one, I'm going to put this guy down flat. Now this one you really doesn't have a really obvious up and down. It can go absolutely either way. They're both right because there's half of the dots and dashes are embossed up and half are debossed down. So And pick whichever side strikes your fancy when you're making your card with this guy. There we go. And then we will put some dimensionals onto these pieces. Down through the middle there. Okay. Oh, no, what I've done, I maybe don't want dimensionals on all of that, depending where we're going to put it. But last time we put it over this centerpiece. So we'll put this down right side up. Just do it. See, this one's bigger. Wise woman would do this before you take the backs off, but you know, apparently I didn't do that. Thinking maybe about there. And then just hovering like that. Where? Oh no, I should be able to have it hover. That'll work. Okay, I'm giving this a push. And I will take these off of here, but you know what? I think I need this up higher because the bottom is going to be supported by that other piece. And the top, that one's not, does not seem to want to come off. So we're just going to add an extra one right up near the top. Again, if you had this planned out, you wouldn't have needed to do all that. But in the end, it will all come together and nobody will know unless any of you tell them. Okay, I think that works. And then I think we will go into the, what are these guys called? Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and Berry Burst. How lovely. What? There. Save them. You know, trials and tribulations. But that's kind of how I roll, isn't it? So there you go. So, you know, we often talk about using the catalog to inspire your crafting. So you can copy the cards right out of the catalog, or you can take them and modify them to make them easier, or you can step them up more. Oops, need to come down into the camera. I'm not used to where the camera shows. So there we go. It's a little bit better, isn't it? And I need to get Steve to look at my holders on an angle, which is why it looks a little odd for how that's sitting. But hopefully we can fix that after this. I got it set up and I said to him, I said, I need you to help me look at it at my holder, but I don't want to touch it now. I've got it set up. Everything shows right now. So I don't want to mess with it till after I do my Facebook Live. Anyway, there you go. There's the cards for tonight. So I will post photos of these. It's a little bit dark right now. I'll see. I might be able to get photos tonight, but if not tonight, I will put them up tomorrow. Um, but you can always go to the recording of this on my Facebook page. And in the comments, you can post your card. Or if you prefer, you are always welcome to send me a picture of your card and I will post it for you. So there you have it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I do really appreciate it. I hope you like the cards and I hope you give it a try. Play with some of the inspiration from the catalog, whether you make it the same or whether you step it up or step it down. Um, you're inspired. Oh, good. I always love to inspire others. So thank you for that, Lorna. I appreciate it. Okay, have an awesome rest of the evening, and we will see you again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.